can I give you a bit of hammer about making a mistake?
Hold on. I know, I didn't make the mistake. Technology. But here he is, technology master, the genius.
Johnny Burridge!
Legend.
Johnny Burridge. What do you want again? What you're always on at me.
Hold on. Legend, Premier League record breaker, and all-round top guy who keeps it real. We love you, Budgie. We love you, Lord Budgie.
Thank you very much, Kevin. There's not many people do, you know.
I know. I know that, but I love you, mate.
Because I open the trap. You know,
the trap.
I tell it like it is. I open the trap and I tell it like it is. Well, not like Morrison.
Hey, Budgie. Well, we're on to the part 2 of your legendary series, and I want to get straight into, you know, the excellent Palace team that you played in. You played great football. Yeah. Could you tell us what it was like and the infamous crossbar story?
Right. I met a lad called Barry Silkman in Morocco.
Right.
And I was having terrible problems at Aston Villa at the time. You know, I hated the manager. You know, a guy called Ron Saunders. It was a striker, just like you, and he hated goalkeepers. You know,
me.
Yeah, he just wanted to score the bloody goals. That's all he wanted to do. Yeah. He didn't look at the back end. You know, he could miss 3 or 4. You know, when he was playing for Portsmouth, you could miss 3 or 4, but in the last minute you've got up and you've knocked one in. You've won 1-0. Goalkeeper's had a blinder, and you've scored. You're the one that gets the headlines, not the keeper. You.
That's right.
Now that was Mr. Saunders.
Yeah.
He was a bit thick on the goalkeeping side. You know, it was a little bit. It wasn't. Goalkeepers are the most important men on the field because it works the other way. You know, it works the other way, Kevin. In the way that I can make 3 unbelievable stops, and in the last minute let the stinker in, I get the blame.
Yeah, but Budgie, hold on a minute. You could let 3 howlers in, and the striker scores 4.
Yes.
To dig you out of fire. So how are you the most important then? So how are you the most important?
That's when I'll say, well done. You're exactly right, but it never bloody happened with me.
Big Dave Swindlehurst used to get you out of the jail, mate. Andy Gray.
Don't get off the point. Don't get off the point, Campbell. Don't get off the point. Right? So I wanted away, you know, from
Aston Villa.
And then Aston Villa. And you know, I met Barry in Morocco on holiday. And Barry was playing for Crystal Palace at the time. And he had a word with Terry Venables. The next thing I know, I got a phone call from Aston Villa saying that Palace were in for me. Would I be interested? Well, I thought, woo, London.
Aye. You know, South London, Budgie.
Yes, but I didn't know where.
You didn't know.
I was just I can see Buckingham Palace. I can see Trafalgar Square. I can go to the city. I can go to the West End.
London. You could go to the London Dungeon. Put you in there.
I could go and see the sights.
Yeah.
You know, it's always been. I've never been the one for just settling down. I've always had routes where I move everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never been one of these.
You like traveling, don't you? You like traveling.
One club, you know, when they say one club man, you know, what? One club man, they end up with no money. They end up with, you know, driving a taxi, you know, and, you know, when they say, the club say he's being loyal to the club. They're not loyal to him at the end of the day, and I'll tell you later on. I like the spondoolies, Kev. I like the spondoolies. So, I went down to South London. They put me in a hotel, and they were struggling for money at the time. Crystal Palace, you know, really down. They'd just come up from the 3rd division 2 years ago under Malcolm Allison.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this guy at first, a guy called Terry Venables, you know, who was the manager, just a young manager. He was only about 36, 37. He wasn't much older than me. I was 26, and he was maybe 36, coming up 38. He was very young.
Yeah.
And he was very, he was like a player.
Yeah.
I liked him right away. He was the Arthur Daly
Cockney boy, yeah.
Yeah, he talked me Cockney slang, like, Appleton stairs and all that, on the dog and bone. And I thought, I like this.
Yeah.
I really like this. I thought, great. And he said that they didn't have much money and we can't do a lot, for you. And I thought, well, I've got to get away from Villa.
Yeah.
So, that was, I went down on the Monday, and on the Tuesday, the youth team was playing. Up at Arsenal. I can't remember who they playing. It was the Youth Cup final.
Right.
And I went up and, there was, they were a great team. There was like people like Kenny Sanson and Peter Nicholas, Ian Walsh, all Welsh internationals at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought, I didn't know Kenny Sanson. I didn't know who the hell he was. Yeah. And they won about 4-0. They beat them 4-0. And yeah. Wow, fantastic. What a good young side. And they played some great football. Yeah. And they were only 18 years old, 17 or 18 years old. So Wednesday I signed.
Yeah.
I signed. And I didn't know any of the Crystal Palace players, right? Yeah. I didn't know any of them. I didn't know any players at all. And what I did, Kev, I got to know them on Thursday and I got to know them on Friday. I didn't know the names properly. We were playing Brighton, which is the big
derby. Big derby for Palace. Whoa.
That is the derby for Palace, very, very close. So I thought, yes, I'll get to know them. So I didn't know the names. Yeah. So I went out against Brighton, on the Saturday. And I looked at the team, and it was nearly the same team as they played in the youth team because they had no money. They didn't have no money to buy players. Yeah. My signing on fee was the lowest I've ever had. My salary was the lowest I've ever had. Yeah. But I went down so I could play again. I wasn't like the flipping lad at Real Madrid. The making 500. What was his name? The lad who was at Tottenham.
Bale.
I wanted to play, so I got the ball, and this young lad at left full back, and he's saying to me, give me the ball. He's 8 days, get up, get up. Get up. I didn't know who he was. Yeah. His name was Kenny Sanson, 85 games for England at the end, So I booted it down the field. Never got it again, and I had another attack, and I've got it again. And it's still there. Give me the fucking ball, And you can't have it there. The blooming striker's, 10 yards away from you. Give me the fucking ball.
Give him the ball, Budgie.
So after about 3 times, I just give him the ball. I give him the ball. And I thought, if he fucking loses it, we lose it. Yeah. So he's beat the blooming, he's beat him, he's took him on, he's played 1-2 with Jerry Murphy, and he's down the wing now, and he's crossed it, and Dave Spinner, bang, 1-0. And he's come running back, and he's pointing at me like that. He's 18 years old, and I've played maybe 400 games now.
Wow.
Give me that fucking ball, don't take it. And so I've got in at half time, and Terry Venables, he says, don't kick it, Budgie. Pass it, keep it right back, left back, through the middle, and if you kick it, drop kick it, so he can, on his chest, so he can play. Don't boot it up the field, silly.
And so, Budgie, you were way ahead of your time with that side, because wasn't the name of that team the team of the 80s or something?
The 80s, but we weren't, this was in 1979. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And we hadn't got the team of the 80s then. Yeah. This was just a developing team. I'm telling you now, because you watched them.
I watched them. Yeah. Yeah, I watched you guys. Yeah.
And if I kicked 2 balls, long in that team in a match, it was a miracle because everybody just used to go. Jim Cannon, I was centre half. You know, they talk about the Sheffield United, centre backs playing and scoring goals. And we were doing that
back
in
then.
1970, back then.
Yeah.
You know, the Billy Gilbert was the rock. He was the one that stayed. Jim Cannon would go into midfield
and join in.
And join in. You know, and I'm screaming, Jim, position. You know, but they kept it. And once we got 1-0 up, game over. Then they couldn't get the ball back.
Yeah.
You know, they just couldn't get it back.
Yeah, it was possession football, wasn't it?
That's what and that's all we. Terry in training. If you've seen Terry Venables in training, it wasn't like the running like we used to do at Aston Villa up the hills where it was all physical. Yeah. You know, it was all shooting and crossing. It was all about possession. All about keeping the ball, midfield players running. You know, and it was fantastic. I learned so much. Terry Venables encouraged me to do my coaching badges.
Right.
You know, he encourages to go, and start my coaching badges.
Right.
He was the best, and he was young, and he could take a joke. And when we in that season, Kev, I let 26 goals in. I kept 24 clean sheets.
Wow.
24 clean sheets. You know,
and you got promotion, didn't you?
We got promotion. We won it in the last game of the season in 52,000 in Selhurst Park. You know, I'm telling you now, Kevin, if I was an oil well billionaire, I would put my money in Crystal Palace because, where it is, Kev, it's 15 miles to your right, West Ham United. 15 miles to the left, up to the west, is Chelsea. There's nothing there apart from Charlton and Millwall, which is 10 miles away. It's South London. The catchment area is incredible.
Massive, yeah, it's massive, yeah.
It's huge club. But everybody seems to be putting money in Newcastle United. Okay, they have a big catchment area. But let me tell you, Crystal Palace is twice the club, and people want to come to live in London. They don't want to go up to Newcastle.
Yeah. Well, you've played for both. But Budgie, tell me about the crossbar incident. Because you got promotion and then the first game of the next season. Go on, tell me.
I've got to tell you what when I went, I couldn't have done it with Ron Saunders. Yeah. I couldn't smile at Ron Saunders. I couldn't, if I'd made a save, I couldn't smile. It was like you had to be the stern face.
Stern face, yeah. He's old school, isn't he? He's old. He's no longer with us, but he's old school, isn't he? He was.
Exactly. God bless him. God bless him. He won a lot with Aston Villa. He's a good manager. I couldn't get along with him personally. Yeah. Veners was the Arthur, the
Arthur Daly, one of the lads.
One of the lads, and he was still blooming good. He was still brilliant on the field, and he could play in the five-a-side at the end of the session, and his sessions were magnificent. And he loved me doing me somersaults, and he liked me doing entertaining because he used to love it and he used to laugh. London people are like that, Kevin. Yeah. The dower in the north. Up north the dower. Come on, rock him out in
have a bit of spunk in London. Have a bit of spunk. Have a bit lively.
Well, your accent's coming back.
Be lively, son.
I loved it. So after that season, after 52,000, we won promotion. Our first game back in the first division, in them days, the Premier League. Yeah. Was Ipswich, and they just won the league the year before. Hard game.
Top team then, Budgie.
Gates, Mariner, Butcher, Osmond. There was George Burley. Unbelievable. Brian Talbot in middle of the
Did Arnold Muren and Franz Tyson
were they there? Muren on the left wing.
Yeah.
Arnold Muren on the left wing. Unbelievable. And
really
Franz
good side.
Tyson.
Franz Tyson. Yeah, unbelievable players. Two Dutch boys.
Unbelievable. Well, come on, we can do it. And we played our brand of football. After 10 minutes, bang, 1-0 up. Yes, well played, lads. Come on, hold on to it. Keep the ball, lads. Keep going. Bang, 2 just before half time. And we come in, and Teddy's like, well done, lads. Brilliant. Keep the ball, boys. Keep the ball. Don't let them have it. If you keep the ball, they can't score. So we just keep on playing. Bang! Halfway through the second half, 3-0. We beat the champions.
Yeah.
Just before, I asked a copper coming behind, how long left? How long left? I could see the clock.
But you're asking him, yeah.
I'm asking him just to keep yourself
focused.
And he said, you're in injury time. Bang! 4-0. Right?
Yeah.
4-0. I thought, that's it. I'm doing it. Because I've always, like I was a gymnast. I was a gymnast.
Yeah.
And I could do about 50 chins, and I got on the crossbar on the corner of the goal. You see the the post.
Yeah.
On the corner of the goal.
Yeah.
I pulled myself up and I'm sat there, and I'm shouting to the crowd, great up here, great game from up here, fall on. He can stop this. And I got it for nothing. Well, the crowd are pissing themselves.
Hey, Budgie, was the game going on?
The game's going on. The game is. There's only a minute left. The game's going on. I'm screaming at the crowd. I'm not going to win. It's 4-0. There's a minute left. And I'm in the laugh with them, and the bit. We win 4-0. Now I'm going off. No, I didn't think anything about it. I didn't think. I'm coming. Well played, lads. And Butcher's come up to me, Terry Butcher, and Mickey Mills, the captain.
And they wouldn't be happy. Yeah.
Pushing me. You piss-taking bastard. I'll teach you to take the piss. Where we get your Portman Road. I'm thinking, what can other take the defeat a bit
hard, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was fuck the hell, I'm going down the tunnel.
You're rubbing it in.
I'm rubbing it in, yeah. 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. And they weren't happy. And there was a lot of police there pushing people around, because of me.
Yeah.
An asshole, me.
You started it, yeah, I know.
I was loving it. 4-0, 4-0, full ground. The champions, what would you do? You were happy as well.
Well, I wouldn't rub it in. I'd love it, but I wouldn't rub it in like that.
Kev, I'm not very good at what do you call
diplomacy.
Diplomacy. I'm not very good at being a diplomat, Kev. I like football.
Yeah.
And the crowd loved it.
Well,
the crowd, they loved it. And that was part of me.
Yes. So go on. So what happened then? What happened next?
What happened then?
You got back to the dressing room.
Aye. It's my wife there. She's screaming down. I was in concentration.
You went back to the dressing room.
I've got back to the dressing room, and Terry's all he's angry, and he says, "Sit down." So we've all sat down. Budgie, stand up. Everybody's quiet. They knew what it was about because the players were in the moment. And they knew what it was about, my antics, not really from the end, me. And he says, if we ever get 4-0 up ever again, I want you to do that, because that is the best thing I have ever seen in football. And they're like, drink up, boys.
Oh, I love that.
That was the type of man he was. He says, I don't give a shit about them. You're well played. You bet the team, and when we go to Portman Road, we'll beat them again.
Yeah, wow.
We've proved we can beat them. You're a better team than them. And it says, okay, I want these antics. I want people to know this team.
Yeah, and entertain people. Yeah.
When you see Conor McGregor now, and you see Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah.
I am the greatest. People used to think, he's a nutcase. But he isn't a nutcase.
No, listen, Budgie, it's either you love him or hate him, but he enthralls you, doesn't he?
Yeah, you want to watch him. Conor
Yeah.
McGregor, the same. He's not the best boxer I've ever seen, but people would come and watch him.
Yeah.
And that's what Terry Venables, the best manager I ever worked for, that was his philosophy. Win number one, entertain second.
Brilliant.
And then after that season, I think we finished 4th in the league. Playing unbelievable football. That's where the lads were maybe 18 and 19 now. They've gone past youth teams, Kate.
Well, Budgie.
And that's when they christened us.
Yeah, the team of the 80s. That's right.
Yes.
So I want to get to just a touch further, not too far. You left Palace for QPR.
Yes.
Why did you leave?
Because at the end of that season, when we finished 4th in the Premier League, the first division,
top division, yeah.
The contract was up, right?
Yeah.
Now it wasn't like these days now, where you can finish your contract and you can walk out. They
go
used
where
to
you
put,
want, yeah.
Now you can go wherever you want. In them days, Kev, they could ask fortunes for you, right? Mm. And he put $500,000. Terry Venables. I went to see him. I went, and they just bought a guy called Jerry Francis, the England captain.
Yeah.
And they'd paid, I think it was £1 million. No, it wasn't £1 million. About 750,000. And they paid another 750,000 for Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, from Charlton.
Right? From Charlton Athletic and Jerry from Queen's Park Rangers. And apparently, these were getting £5,000 a week. Right?
Yeah.
And my contract was up. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I signed a 2-year contract and I went into Terry. I says, I want £5,000 a week. Same as him. He says, Budgie, he's England captain. I said, I've just won your bloody promotion last year. And then I said, I've kept you in the first division. This year you finished 4th. You're earning bloody fortunes.
Yeah.
He says, come and see me in 2 days. So I came and seen him in 2 days. He says, Raymond Bloy won't agree to it. I says, well, tell Mr. Bloy to get himself another goalie. Ooh. I've had enough.
Ooh.
That's what it was like.
No, but you were within your rights. You were within your rights because you're free. Well, basically your contract's up. Yeah.
He says he wants £500,000 for you. I says, what? I says, what? I says, he paid 75,000 for me and I've won your promotion. I says, I've kept you in the first division. And he says, sorry, buddy. He says, you have to play. I said, I'm not playing, Ken. I said, Terry, I'm not playing. I don't want to play. He says, you can't do that. I says, okay, play me. If you want to lose 10-0. Because I won't flipping die for any shot. This is what they do now. And I was doing it. I'm years above my time, Kev.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever do that. I did it. Right? Well, they blacken my name. But he won't play because he's asking too much money and blah, blah, blah. And it's because of Jerry and Mike Flanagan came. Jerry Francis and Mike Flanagan. I wanted the same as they hadn't done anything. I had done all the bloody work. I had moulded the team together and they trusted me. And, and I was a bit of an hero, Telus Pack, as you know.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, you were. So
they went out and they paid about 200 grand for a kid called Paul Barrett.
From Arsenal?
From the Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right? and he had a nightmare, and I was turning up for the games. They were asking too much money for me.
Yeah.
And they were asking ridiculous money for me. And I was sat in the stands for about 3 months, and Palace were losing every game, and Barron was making mistakes like you would never believe, and they hated him. Bring up, give him Budgie, give Budgie the money. I was loving it.
I bet you were.
I was loving it. I was up in the stand. Yeah, I mean, Budgie's here, right? And I was putting the pressure on Raymond Bloy, the butcher, the chairman.
Yeah.
And Terry, give me the money. You've got to give me the money. I'm not betting. Well, Terry got to start when they were losing. I think they were second bottom or something. And Raymond Bloy had Terry in, blah, blah, blah. And Terry asked him for a lot of money to buy new players. He says, you just bought Francis and you just bought Flanagan, I wish I could have been there when the meeting, because I'd have said, yeah, you didn't sort Budgie out.
That's
and Budgie
right.
would have gone to this place. I would have done it. I would have done it. And, Terry left.
Right.
And I can't remember who came in. I can't remember.
But where did Terry go?
QPR.
Right. Okay.
Queen's Park Rangers, up to his best mate in the East End, Mr. Jim Gregory. Yeah, right? Jim was everybody knew Jim Gregory was the master, the boss of the East End.
Right.
And if you got it with Jim Gregory, right?
Go on, Budgie. Was he the owner or was he the chairman owner?
You were apparently he'd taken two men and threw them in the flyover.
Is it concrete shoes? Is it, Budgie?
Concrete shoes.
God.
Everybody knew it. Everybody knew it. So, but he was very nice when I first met him.
Right. Yeah.
I got a phone call. I couldn't believe it. That Chris Woods in the net.
Woodsy, yeah. Yeah, no, Woodsy, yeah.
You know Woodsy?
Yeah.
They bought Chris Woods for £1 million. And he was having a nightmare. After Terry went up there, and after about 5 games, Terry rang me. He says, Budgie, you can't keep my pigeons, Woodsy. He's not a goalkeeper, he's a bloody zookeeper.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So he says, I want you, Budge. I says, okay. You know what I want?
Mm.
And I got twice as much. I went
did you?
I got twice as much. I got a couple $100,000, signing on fee. And my salary there, $5,000.
That you wanted.
I wanted, and I was happy. I was very, very happy. And I started off, and I had a great season first season. We just missed out on promotion. Hmm. And then what made it? Terry's type of football was not conducive. A great word, that.
Go, no, I like it, Budgie.
Conducive. It wasn't conducive to the Loftus Road pitch. It was a quagmire.
Yeah.
There was no grass on it. We couldn't play. Sellers Park was brilliant.
Yeah.
You see them now when we go to Barcelona, we go to Real Madrid. You can play, keep possession football.
Like bowling greens, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but you could not, especially when it rains. There was puddles all over the place, and the ball had stopped, and you couldn't push them. And they were better than us. The teams that came up from the north, the Newcastles and the Burnleys and the Blackburns were better than us. Pumping the ball along, picking up the
fight. Yeah.
Fight. Even though we had some fantastic players, we had John Gregory in midfield.
Yeah.
Gary Wood in midfield.
Yep.
We had Glenn Road and Steve Vicks at centre back.
Yeah, good lads. Hey, but we're gonna cover all that, Budgie. I don't want you to get too deep into that. So we're gonna get to the next one.
Sorry, wait.
Go on.
I had to leave. I went in a second. They put the AstroTurf down.
Well, that's what we're going to get to. So you join Wolves.
Give me the boss. Go on.
You join Wolves after, was it 1 season or 2 seasons?
1 season.
Right, you had 1 season at QPR and then you joined Wolves.
Yes.
Which was a good move for you. Explain why you left now, because you're going to get to that now, aren't you?
Because after my first season, I had a great season. First season we were right up there. I think we just missed out.
Yeah.
It was only 2 up then, if you can remember. 2 up. Yeah. I think we came third or 4th. And then the next thing, they're ripping the pitch up at Loftus Road, and they're putting AstroTurf down. Now, the AstroTurf now is totally different to where it was then.
Budgie, I've got the scars. I've got the scars to prove it at Loftus Road.
You know, because now it's okay to dive on. I can dive on AstroTurf fields now because they're soft, the rubber
It's spongy,
underneath.
yeah.
You know what was underneath of the mat? Just concrete. It was just concrete. It was a concrete base with a mat on it that thick. Well, you know what I'm like. You know, I've always been known as a trainer.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to go back in the afternoon, and we didn't need a training ground because you could play on that every day.
Yeah.
And every day was training on that.
Yeah.
You know, every day, and it was QPR benefit. All the teams that put it down, all them athletic went up to the first division.
That's right. Very true.
Luton Town went up to the first division.
That's right, Budgie. They did.
Yeah, Preston. They were all doing well because there was a special way to play on that stuff. Yeah. And if you trained on it every day, the ball was the bounce was different.
Yeah, you knew the bounces. Yeah.
Well, every team that put AstroTurf had an advantage because they trained on it every day.
Yeah.
You know, because we would let teams come down to QPR and we let them train. They would come down 2 days before the game. They'd come down on Thursday and train on it. Well, it was brilliant because if you weren't used to it, you had blisters on your feet on Saturday. You couldn't walk.
Yeah.
You know, and they were scarred up to hell because they didn't have the equipment to play on it, Kev.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they couldn't bloody walk. You know, the goalkeeper couldn't walk. So I had to get out of that. I had to get out of, you know, not being able to dive properly. It was a different way of diving. It was a different. So I went into Terry and I says, Terry, I can't play on that. He says, Budgie, you're same as Crystal Palace. I says, but it's a different thing. You wouldn't pay me. I says, you paid me then, but I can't play on that. I want to play on grass, proper football.
Yeah.
And, you know, I refused to play on it. And to keep it, you know, because it was the first one, I had to keep my mouth shut. You know, I had to keep my mouth shut because they didn't want any bad publicity to the FA. The FA might have told them to rip it up.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't want to. So I said, I'll shut up, Terry, and I won't give you any publicity to get me out of here.
Yeah.
Right? He says, this is going to be hard, but, you know, Mr. Gregory won't like this. You know? So that night, I've got into my house down in South London, in Sutton in Surrey.
Yeah.
The telephone goes on. You know, I says, hello. He says, this is Jim Gregory's son. I says, oh, hello, how are you, Mr. Gregory? How's things? He says, don't fucking give me that, you fucking mongrel. I want my fucking money back. Jim, I've spent it.
Oh, Budgie, go on.
You know, I've spent it. I've done a lot of house improvements and everything. He says, I'm going to blow your fucking knees off. Says, you don't know where I live. He says, you just fucking don't go out in the garden now because they're fucking waiting for you. You can't.
Oh my God, Budgie. He's got a hit on you, Bud. He put a hit on you. Oh, yeah.
So I about 2 months of this, you know, and I was banned from training with the first team, and it was a bad apple, you know. Wolves were, you know, were skint,
yeah,
right? They were skint, and they were in the second division, and they wanted a goalkeeper. Paul Bradshaw hurt his ankle or something like that, out for the season, or crucis ligament, out for the season, and they wanted a goalkeeper, you know, start of the season, 83, 84 season.
Yeah. And
they rang me up and said, would you come on loan? Well, to get me salary, you know, off them, you know, off the QPR,
yeah.
and get a bad apple away from the club, they let me go. And, you know, for the first 7 games, I was magnificent. We were top of the league, playing well, playing unbelievable. But again, young kids, John Pender, Humphreys, right fullback, Mickey Matthews. You know, we had a lot of experience.
Yeah, players. But we're going to get to the experience. Just tell me about you. Yeah.
So it was endemic loan period had come, and Molineux was full, 35,000 in it at the time, and I was playing. And the pressure was on them to keep me after my loan period.
Budgie, can I ask you, was it the loans back then was only 3 months? That correct?
Yeah, you could. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was only 3 months.
I think after 2 months, the crowd was putting. You've got to keep. They were top of the league.
Yeah.
You've got to keep Budgie. Budgie's organised us. We can't score against him. Blah 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 blah. And I was using that because I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Right? And I was enjoying my time up there. We were top of the league. We're winning every game. We had a team of young kids, which I'm good with them. I'm good.
Who was manager then, Budgie, at Wolves?
Graham Hawkins.
Graham Hawkins, okay.
Graham Hawkins. And, I went to see him. He said, Budgie, we have to keep you. Derek Dugan was chairman.
Right.
And he says, the problem is he's signing on for you. He says, you've got to give us the same as I got it.
QPR.
Yeah. And you've got to keep, you've been paying me wages now for 2 months. You have to keep going. Yeah. I didn't want to rise. I just want the same. I've got to keep same signing on fee. And, this is going to be a big problem. Giving you a lot of money signing on fee. And he says, okay, I'll go back to QPR. I was crapping myself. I wanted to go.
Yeah, you wanted to stay there, yeah.
I wanted to stay. But I had to play the poker face,
Yeah, of course.
Agents do it for him now, Kev.
Yeah.
Agents
but you were your own agent, yeah?
The only agent around when I was playing was James Bond. He only shafted women. He didn't shaft football clubs. so
oh, go on, Budgie. So you're playing poker now. Go on.
Playing poker. I've gone back to South London. They let me sweat, for about 3 or 4 days. No phone calls. And then on Thursday, Budgie, get up here. To Wolverhampton, you're playing on Saturday. We've signed you. I said, you've got to give me, no problem. We've found the money. So I went there, happy face again.
Because, you're getting weighed in, yeah.
And off we went. And we got promotion.
So you done it again?
I did it again. I'm good at that. I'm good at. I'm getting promotion. I'm very, 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 very good at it.
Yeah.
And because I have a way of playing, the Very Venables way of playing. And I was happy at Wolves. I enjoyed Wolves, but again, contract situations. At the end of my contract, I signed for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I kept them. I got them up. I kept them in the league in the first division. And then again, you can't have same scenario as Crystal Palace. We'll keep you. They tried the same trick.
Yeah, but Budgie, that's where I want to stop you, because on part 3 we're going to get onto your next club. So what I want to ask you now is
Derby County.
Yeah, I know you went to Derby, but I'm not going to ask you about Derby until the next one.
Okay.
Who were the main players at QPR and Wolves? Because remember, there's a lot of people who were around that time who are going to be watching this. So who were the players at QPR and Wolves? And
Wolves, we had a great front two. We had Simon Stainrod, very good with the ball. Clive Allen.
No, that was QPR, not Wolves.
Right. Oh yeah. You want Wolves?
Both. I want QPR and Wolves. So Simon Stainrod, I remember him.
Exactly, Wolves. That's what I'll start this.
Start at QPR, yeah.
So we had up front Simon Stainrod and Clive Allen.
Yeah.
Clive, Clive, he would shoot at everything on 5 sides. He didn't play football; he just shoot. He flew over the. That's why he got so many goals.
He was a good shooter. He could shoot. Yeah.
any foot. But, but he didn't pass. He didn't look for you.
He'd drive me mad. It would drive me mad, yeah.
Simon was, and in them days, he was the sort of, they used to call him the modern day Stan Bowles, because he was a very good dribbler.
Yeah.
And he had a big fat ass.
He could roll people with it, I remember.
Yeah. And push it into Simon's feet in the box. And he'd
roll you, yeah.
Roll you. So we had that. We had a guy called Steve Wicks.
Big blonde centre half, right? I remember him.
And then we had another centre half who would do tricks in the box. He used to drive me crazy, but he was brilliant. A guy called Glenn Roder.
Yes, yeah, very good player.
Unbelievable. Can you imagine how much he'd be worth nowadays?
Well, this is the times where Glenn Roder would have been way up there. Ball playing centre half. Wow.
Oh, you give him the ball in the box and he beat two men.
Step overs and all that, wasn't it? Step overs and stuff, yeah.
He was that modern day. People forget about these,
yeah.
In them days. And then we had, can you remember him? Ex-Aston Villa manager John Gregory.
John Gregory, yeah.
Can you remember him?
Yeah.
In midfield.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was a
yeah, Budgie, I've got to admit, when Arsenal weren't at home and QPR were at home, me and my friends and stuff used to go down to QPR at times because we loved the football.
Yes, but on the AstroTurf.
Yeah.
On the AstroTurf, they played some cracking football.
Yeah.
QPR was, they're a good team. And they had money. They had Jim Gregory's money.
Yeah.
Who they could buy money, like just the players I've just mentioned. Yeah.
So what about Wolves?
When I went to Wolves, Trevor Francis was the first £1 million player.
That's right.
Right. And just before I came, the year that they had the bad season and went down from the first division, Wolves, right?
Yeah.
And they were losing money. Why they lost money? They spent money on a guy called Andy Gray.
Oh, yeah. Number 9.
They spent money. I spent over £1 million on Andy Gray, and that's why they were going down and down and down. Andy was apparently up for sale, but his form wasn't that good. And then you'll know this guy. He's been around a long time. He used to play up front. He'd run to Chase Baby on a windy day. Called Mel Yates.
I know Mel. Yeah, lovely guy.
Lovely lad.
Lovely guy.
But he's all art. He wasn't the best player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he was the best centre forward I've ever. Because I remember I played with him at Aston Villa.
That's right. Yes.
He was the striker at Aston Villa, Andy. So I know Andy. I known him for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I didn't stay in a hotel when I went to Wolves. I stayed with Andy.
Right.
I stayed in Andy's house.
Right.
A cottage in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And it was. He hadn't changed a lot. He loves a bird, does Andy?
And a bevy. And a bevy.
And a bevy. No, and he wasn't married. He was doing nothing wrong.
No, but that's what it was like then, wasn't it? That's what it was like. Yeah, that was the culture. That was the culture.
Well, what do you mean, Kev?
Hey, you behave yourself, you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Andy. Hey, not you. What's your favourite number, Budgie? What's your favourite number?
69. And it was no wonder if he lived the life. I like to think I was a little bit of an influence on Manny because we're still very good friends.
Yeah,
he's got a fantastic job and he's a fantastic
presenter. Yeah,
presenter. For being sports now, but he had gone down because the lifestyle that he was living. Right?
Yeah.
At Wolves. Wolves had gone down. I'd like to think that I influenced him.
Yeah, you helped him.
Because I had gone through that at Blackpool.
Well, we're gonna get to all that. Don't worry, we're not gonna hear that from you today.
So yeah, but I helped him. I didn't let him go out at night.
Right.
I sit down Monday. And we watch television you know, we would have a laugh, and I would entertain him, and he'd be throwing oranges at me. And
have you still got the gloves on now? Have you?
Yeah, and then he started playing well again. You know, he started to play well again, and in that second division team, we went and got promotion, and Andy was back to old Andy.
Yeah.
Put the ball in the box, and Andy would go and edit.
Fantastic.
You know, it would and Mel would pick up the pieces. Andy would go in there, and then we'd come out and we would have a few drinks like everybody did. Still do. They would tell you they don't. They still do.
Yeah.
You know, and I like to think I helped Andy in that season.
Nice.
And Andy got back, you know, to
his best.
His best. And then we survived in the first. We came halfway in the next season, and Andy was sold, you know, to Everton.
Everton, yeah. They
sold him to Everton.
Yeah.
So I basically, from being relegated, being sold at Aston Villa for over £1 million, being relegated the first year, going down, coming back up again first year, staying there, they pulled him out. And he was back to Andy Gray that Wolves paid for it, you know, paid him over £1 million. Everton paid over £250 million for him. So, you know, we're still best of mates. We still talk.
No, he's a good lad. I love Andy Gray. I think he's a lovely guy, and he was a great player at the time. But Budgie, we're already at the last question, and I don't want to rub you up the wrong way, but I have to ask you this question: what are your thoughts on modern goalkeepers?
You're trying to get me. You know,
no, I want you to tell the truth, Budgie, because I know you feel strongly about this.
I feel strongly about football players in general today, Kevin, but goalkeepers, they're nowhere near
how they were back in the day.
Yeah, because I go and the best one is Edison, the Brazilian lad at Manchester City, because he's brave, he's great. You know what they say to me. You know, when I ask them. You know, when I go to football clubs, I go back to Blackpool, or I go back to Manchester City, and I say to them, what are you best at? You know, I want to hear, I'm a good at crosses. I'm a good shot stopper. I'm very brave. I'm good at one-on-ones. You know what they say? I can play out the back.
I'm good with my feet.
I'm good with my feet. I can play out the back. And I think, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I want to say, I'm good at keeping clean sheets. Because what's your job? What's your bloody job, Kevin?
Keeping the ball out the net. That's what it is.
Keeping the ball out of the net. Your back man, you know, I like playing out the back if you can. But I see so many of them now, and you've asked me the question, right?
Yeah.
How many goalkeepers did you see playing out the back and they scored at the other end? Very rarely.
Very rarely.
Not many. But every bloody week it happens, I see them playing out the back and the ball goes in the back of the net. And you know what? When I see a goalkeeper, when I'm training a goalkeeper, you know what I look for? You know what I look for?
Go on.
Bravery. Is he brave? Does he get a nose like me? Has he had a teeth cap in his career? He had false teeth, right? If he hasn't, then he's not a bloody good one. Because I'll tell you what. And I'm going to come on to it secondly, the reason why. When I see them coming out like this, and it's one-on-one, and they stick the bloody foot out, they do this.
Yeah. Right? Like a star.
One-on-one, the technique is, you set yourself, and you watch him, and you watch for his bad touch. If he knocks it that far in front of him, then you attack him. And you throw your body at him, right? You throw everything. It can hit you in the balls, in the face. You get hurt.
Yeah.
And the best one in my hero, you were at Arsenal with him, Bob Wilson.
Yeah,
He was brilliant.
Top goalkeeper and a top man.
And a lovely fella.
Yeah.
You know, but he was brave.
Yes.
And he was a school teacher, Kev. Now these lads here, they're getting 50 and 60, 70,000 pound a week for being cowards. For being bloody cowards.
So what do you put it down to? Is it just the player, Budgie?
Kev, it's the coaching. It's the bloody coaching. I see people, when I Google them, it's very easy now to see the backgrounds. They can't lie.
Yeah.
And most of the goalkeeper coaches, right?
Yeah.
Have never played. They've never played the bloody game.
Wow.
They don't know what it's like to go down that tunnel, with 60,000 out there. And they don't know what it's like to make a mistake. They don't know what it's like. They get it all from bloody YouTube. And you can't coach like that.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't improve people like that.
No, you've got to have the experience in any job, Kev. In any job, experience is vital.
Yeah.
In the bank manager, you can't go walking. And they're only 25, 24, and they've never played a bloody game in their lives. So you know what it is? It's the FAs making money out of them. I got my coaching badge. Gordon Taylor, paid for me to do all my, my pro license back in 1995. These guys are paying for themselves, and they're getting pro license goalkeeping, certificates, and they've never bloody paid. But the FA is making money out of them.
Yeah.
Did you get me point?
Yeah. But shouldn't. But Budgie, don't you think the clubs who employ them?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
You understand what I mean? The clubs that employ them should know better.
Exactly, Kevin. Exactly. And it drives me bloody crazy. When, I went to Blackpool and I Googled the goalkeeper coach. The lad in Bournemouth, he never bloody played. What it is, the coaches, the main coach, they're no threat.
Yeah.
They're no threat to sit there and, like all bloody players now, they're all flipping son-in-law materials.
Yeah. Don't
say nothing. They're not a bit like me. Goalkeeper's fault. Piss off, he couldn't have got that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No chance. The goalkeepers could have come. And I'll answer back. If it's right, I'll say, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You're right. But it's all a business now, Kev. Football's a business. FAs are making big money out of people who can pay the money, 15,000 bloody pounds to get a pro license. B&A.
B&A license.
B&A license. If you're a professional, they give you the C.
Right.
If you've been a they give you the C.
Yeah.
You have to do 2. When I was doing it, I had to do 3.
Right.
I didn't pay 10. The professional footballers, BFA.
Yeah. BFA helped you, sorted it out.
They pay for it. They do still now to this very day. If you want to be a coach, they'll pay for you to be your licenses. Which nowadays you have to have it to work.
Well, it's a lot of money, Budgie, isn't it? It's a lot of money.
15 grand for a normal person working every flipping day.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but they can earn a massive amount of money, Kev, if they get into bloody Bournemouth or to Blackpool, or they can earn the money back.
Yeah,
and they produce crap. They produce crap, and that's what it is now. That's the point. Don't get off the point. They're producing crap. When I'm training a goalkeeper, I look for his mentality. Yes. I look for his bravery. Not how flipping good he is at playing out of the bloody back.
Yeah.
I don't care. If all right, if he can pass it, to like I did at Crystal Palace, if he can pass it to full back, so he can pass it through the middle, but don't force it. If there's any danger, send it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send it into. I'd rather give the ball away in their half than give a goal away in my box.
Yep, I don't blame you, Budgie. But hey, Budgie, listen. I know we could go on about this all day because you feel so passionately about it. But we've come to the end of part 2, my friend.
But I don't want to leave you. I'm looking. Give me another question.
Budgie, Budgie, listen, I'm gonna save that question for part 3, right? But listen, thank you so much for coming on, my friend, and you take care, and I will see you next time.
Brilliant. People will be thinking, is his thumb? Is he banged his thumb?
Yeah.
No, I pick my nails.
He picks his nails, so that's why he's got the coverings on. Lovely.
Exactly.
Love it, Budgie. Cheers, mate.
See you, lad.